Hello
everyone.
everyone,
I am Professor
I'm Professor
Shubhangi from Electrical Engineering Department, Godavari
Godavari from
Foundations, Godavari College
Godavari.
of Engineering, Jalgaon.
Dear students, today we learn about very interesting topic, that is microgrid in electrical power system. All of you know that due to growth in the global population as well as increase in the use of devices that consumes electricity, demand for electrical power has grown to unprecedented level. However, the electricity supply has become saturated due to environmental, social, and geographical factors. So, address these problems, and attempts have been made to meet the electrical energy demand locally via microgrids. In this video, we learn what is microgrid, operating modes of microgrids, necessity of microgrid, interconnected microgrids, environmental aspects, difference between conventional grid and microgrid, and their advantages, disadvantages, as well as future scope of microgrid. So let's start. Firstly, what is microgrid system? A microgrid is a self-sufficient energy system that serves as a discrete geographic footprint such as college campus, hospital complex, business center, or neighborhood. Within microgrid, one or more kinds of distributed energy like solar panels, wind turbine, combined heat and power generator that produce its power. Next, what is microgrid? It is a small network of electricity users with a local source of supply that is usually attached to a centralized national grid, but it is able to function independently. It enables local power generation for local loads. Microgrid comprises of various small power generating sources that makes it highly flexible and sufficient. Also, it prevents power outages, that is load shedding. It is connected to both local generating unit and utility grid. There are many components which is used in a microgrid system. First is a distributed generator, second is load, third is immediate storage, next is controller, and last is point of common coupling. In this typical microgrid diagram, here the main substation provides the power to particular area by point of common coupling. Also, in this diagram, a microgrid connected to the grid at a point of common coupling that maintains voltage at the same level as the main grid unless there is some sort of problem on the grid or other reasons to disconnect. A switch can be separate the microgrid from the main grid automatically or manually, and it in the functions as on island. Next, microgrid operate in two types of operating modes. First is grid connected mode and second is island mode. In grid connected mode, feeder A, B, C are being supplied by utility grid while closing the static switch. In this mode, utility grid is active. In this mode of grid connecting mode, frequency and voltage regulation is handled by the host, that is main grid, as well as point of common coupling is active in this type of mode. Next, island mode. In island mode, when it is disconnected from the main grid and it operates independently with micro sources, and load. In this mode, utility grid is not supplying power. Here, the static switch is open, hence point of common coupling is not active. And all feeders are being supplied by micro sources such as fuel cell, photovoltaic cell, etc. Next, need of microgrids. Why microgrid is necessary? Microgrid is important factor to our energy crisis to meet the more energy demand. Due to microgrid, transmission losses are reduced. Also, it is mostly useful to provide high quality and reliable supply. Interconnected microgrid. Multidisciplinary research center with a broad research goal of solving long-term technical challenges of our nation's energy objective through microgrid modeling, control, and optimization. For larger load, it is desirable to interconnect main grid to microgrid to form a larger microgrid network called as a power parks. Next, environmental aspects. Microgrid motivates the use of renewable energy sources like sun energy, wind energy, etc. Also, it not required more space. Also, CO2 emissions are reduced. Conventional grid versus microgrid. Efficiency of conventional grid is very low as compared to microgrid. Large amount of energy in the form of heat is wasted in conventional grid. Power sources in case of microgrid are small and are located in close proximity to load. Now, advantages of microgrid. The major advantage of microgrid is its ability during a utility grid disturbance to separate and isolate itself from the utility seamlessly with little or no disruption to the loads within the microgrid. In peak load periods, it prevents utility grid failure by reducing the load on the grid. Also, significant environmental benefits made possible by the use of low or zero emission generators. The use of both electricity and heat permits close proximity of the generator to the user, thereby increasing the overall efficiency of the microgrid. Microgrid can act to mitigate the electricity cost to its users by generating some or all its electricity needs. Now, the disadvantages of microgrid. Resynchronization with the utility grid is very difficult. Electrical energy needs to be stored in a battery banks, thus require more space and maintenance. Voltage frequency, power quality are three main parameters that must be considered and controlled to the acceptable standards, which list the power and energy balance maintains. Microgrid protection is one of the most important challenges facing in implementation of microgrids. Future scopes. To investigate full-scale development, field demonstration, experimental performance evaluation of the frequency and voltage control method under various operating modes. Transition between grid-connected and islanded mode in interaction phenomena between distribution generation and high penetration of distribution generator. Transformation of microgrid system is today into the intelligent, robust energy delivery system in the future by providing significant reliability and security benefits. Thank you.